It's a saltwater quest off Cape Cod.
Never caught a striper.
There we go.
It's the first striper on the board.
As I'm after striped bass with an old friend and a local legend.
About another 50 yards is where the zone is.
Then we're off to the flats of Puerto Rico to dance with tarpon. It's tight lines as we're following the Gulf Stream on this Sporting Classics.
Yeah, that's the hog you're coming for right here.
Some adventures are found at the crossroads of epic and unforgettable, and they're best enjoyed with a close friend, a companion who cherishes the sporting life just as much as you do. It's someone who knows the magic contained in the simple phrase, opening day, and who understands that the words hunter and conservationist are one and the same. For we've been giving back for generations and sharing the outdoors with someone who celebrates the history, the art, and the romance of this way of life makes for a friendship to last the ages. One where the sound of a snickering horse, the crackling of a mountain campfire, the whiff of gunpowder will transport you to that same stirring part of the soul. Welcome to Sporting Classics. That old trusted friend who shares your love of adventure and reminds you of the greatest days of your life.
Well, Captain, you got some good weather going on here.
Well,
Must be living right.
I tell you something, today's the date.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, we've been talking about this for what, 3 years now?
Yep.
So it's finally never caught a striper. This will be, fingers crossed, this will check a bucket list right here for me. You know, Matt Conley has been talking about coming out here, catching these stripers for at least 3 or 4 years. He invited me out, he said, look, you've never caught a striper, this is the place to do it. Woods Hole is ground zero for some of the best and the biggest of the stripers. So the fish are coming in here, why? What is great about this area for stripers?
There's a very heavy current in here, and I think it has a tendency to trap bait.
A lot of food, yeah. And I got this buddy out here, Phil Stanton, who lives on the water, knows where the fish are.
My name is Phil Stanton. I'm 83 years old. I'm a retired wildlife biologist. Well, Woods Hole has always been special to me. Not only the biology here, but the islands, the way the northern and southern currents meet. It's a great area for fishing. It's a great area for hunting.
I'm ready, man. I am poised. I'm like a coiled spring waiting to pounce on that fish.
I've been actively involved here since the early 70s. It's probably about the best place I could be to retire. All right, we've got about 400 yards of shoreline to cover.
A few years ago, I invited Matt Connolly and legendary captain Phil Stanton to join me at Bray's Island to hook a few dozen redfish. Now they're hosting me in their home waters off of Cape Cod for striped bass. For Matt and I, this was just the latest chapter in our long history of angling adventures.
There we go, there we go, there we go.
What a nice fish.
Look at that, huh?
That was so nice to see it all happen.
Wasn't that cool?
There we go.
Oh, come on up and show yourself. Bada bing.
Very good.
Get him, get him, get him. Whatever you do, don't lose him, Matt.
Having shared many outdoor experiences with Chris Dorsey over the years, I always wanted him to experience what it's like to catch striped bass, and here on Cape Cod.
You got a hookup?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I got it.
50-pounder.
No.
Come on. Think big. Think big, man. And so we came out, and it was one of those where I'd never been to this part of the world. I mean, you've come to this part of the coastline in Massachusetts. It's beautiful. All right, where there's one, there's got to be more, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you come out here, it's just this idyllic, on Golden Pond kind of pastoral landscape, beautiful little villages. You almost don't even realize this part of America exists. Ooh, look at that. So that's what they look like, huh? And then to be literally 5 minutes from the dock into some fantastic striper fishing, I kept thinking, why didn't I come sooner?
Try to throw it this way into that rip when I tell you. Let me
What
get
are you
up.
doing? Just reeling it back in?
Yeah.
To say that I was glad to be a participant who saw Chris Dorsey catch his first striper is an understatement.
There we go.
There you go, Phil. There you go, Chris. All right, Ted, come down the back, Chris. Keep going.
These stripers, they hit like hammers of hell. They're just a really strong fish. He's about the same size as yours, Matt.
Coach him.
Okay, Gaffer, you coming? Lipper, they live in a beautiful environment. I had never caught them. There it is, the first striper on the board. Just so much fun to hook into one, to be in this amazing environment, and to fulfill this thing we had been talking about for literally 3-4 years was just really cool. Thank you, Captain.
Yeah, but we gotta get into some good ones.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
All right, we got a double hookup.
I'm gonna come back.
Phil Stanton is, first of all, a doctor of wildlife and fisheries, taught at the college level for many, many years.
Said, I'm not ready yet. Come on. Who's my gaff guy? That's a little better.
You're just surrounded by biology. You're surrounded by a lot of striped bass. And striped bass, as we know, is a very great species of fish.
Nicely done, Mr. C. So you want to get the stripes on both sides because it's essentially a fingerprint. It's a fish that only has that print, and they're studying that right now, trying to determine where these fish are moving and impacts on the fishery and all that fun stuff. The striper is really an amazing fish, but it's got a hell of a story behind it because it's really ebbed and flowed, and they're still trying to figure out what exactly is going on with the striped bass. All right, Captain, well done.
Well, now it's
Game on. These fish here are tied to Chesapeake Bay, so as goes the hatch, the nursery in Chesapeake Bay. That's what we live with up here in Woods Hole in this part of Massachusetts.
Striped bass are one of the most popular game fish on the East Coast and bring in billions of dollars worth of revenue for all sorts of individuals.
You hooked up, Matt?
So I'm Steve Zottoli. I'm an adjunct senior scientist at the Marine Biological Lab.
Let's go, Mr. C.
The populations of this fish have vacillated over the times. The late 80s, when the population crashed, and as a result, there were restrictions put on fishing.
Yeah, that's a good fish. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, shit.
good.
The management of striped bass is rather interesting. There's an Atlantic Coast Commission that is made up of representatives from each state along the East Coast.
Yes.
Right there, right at the boat.
Thank God. Thank God.
You just smoked it right at the boat.
And the information that's brought in from recreational fishers and commercial fishers, that information is put together and discussed.
Let's see. Come on, show yourself, buddy.
As a way to try to assess the population as it is now, but also try to determine how one can adjust for lower populations to get them back up to a high level.
A little better fish. You know, when they started the Heal the Bay campaign in Chesapeake Bay many years ago, it was a huge effort. Governmental, private sector, lots of litigation, and just how are they going to take care of the Chesapeake Bay? Because so many shellfish and other fish species depended on that massive nursery up and down the coast. That's the case in point here with stripers here in Massachusetts. Oh, right there, right there, right there.
He's got one.
Right there, right there. Oh, love it.
You
Just
love it.
Love it.
You love it.
That thing hit like a ton, man. Not too long.
Don't anyone say anything. Just keep fishing.
They come from Chesapeake Bay, so it's really important that the entire ecosystem be treated, be managed, be properly cared for. And
Don't step on Matt's rod.
no.
Which way is he going? All right.
Nice. All right, the first striper on a fly. Coming up here with Phil, I mean, he's a catch and release guy. He's not gonna eat these fish. Matt Conley is a catch and release guy. These are guys that have conservation DNA in their blood. Nice, nice. I wanted to come up here partly to discover that story, but also to enjoy the resource and see what I've been missing. All right. We got birds crashing over there.
All right,
About a quarter mile, see?
Okay, let's head over there.
I'm on the western side of Puerto Rico, fishing out of the No Name Lodge with my old friend Steve Lamboy.
So when Chris first called and said, hey, how about Puerto Rico? Big tarpon, lots of permit, beautiful flats, excellent food. I'm ready to go right now.
When one of these fish eats, all you have to do is maintain pressure with your left hand. Just hold them for a fraction of a second.
All right, we're fishing mangrove flats. So imagine mangroves growing in and out of little inlets and bays and so forth, and with plenty of mullet and other types of fish for the tarpon to feed on.
100% of the time, that'll usually cause the fish to not eat it. So just keep that strip coming, especially if a fish is following your fly.
I mean, it's wild. We have, pretty much the only fly fishing lodge in Puerto Rico. We run Maverick skiffs. We've got a team of 5 boats, 5 guides, and we take people fly fishing for tarpon, permit, snook, anything you want to do.
Oh, right off the bow at 11 o'clock, swimming away.
How far? Oh yeah, how far? I see it. Boy.
When you see that fish initially, it's still, because they're not darting around and going crazy, They're just in their natural habitat, and ideally you see them before they see you. They're unbothered. They're just creeping through the water.
Wild. See this fish coming out at us?
Yeah, I see it.
Yep. Go ahead and make a cast on that one. That's the one we want.
Well, the very first fish that I caught was in basically a harbor that had kind of a large beach.
Strip it. Keep moving it. He ate it. Got him. Stay tight. Stay tight. Stay
Trying
tight.
to.
Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job.
He took the fly, and it was game on.
Stay tight on him, though. Nice. Beauty. Good job. Stay tight. Keep stripping. Yep. Keep stripping.
He played for the camera perfectly. It was coming out of the water.
There he is.
Nice.
Oh man, I love it.
Steve was a bit of a natural when it came to fighting tarpon,
Don't point too much at him. Kind of pull back against him.
When he came tight on that fish, I was thinking to myself, okay, this is a big enough fish where everything's gonna go wrong here.
You think he's pooped?
Not quite. He's got one more run in him.
And the fish cooperated very well too. The fish really didn't want to go anywhere. He was comfortable where he was.
All right, and then swing, pull on him this way. Pull left, 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 left.
So to take a new tarpon angler like that, it's gratifying for a guide to catch someone their first tarpon.
Oh wow!
Look at that.
He's a good fish. He is a good. Does he still have it left in him?
Stay on the rod just in case.
I'm on the rod.
Yep, just in case he takes off.
That was my first reasonably big tarpon. I had caught one tarpon a couple of years ago. Look at that. Nothing better in the world. Best day ever. Oh, he's ready to go. He is ready to go. Beautiful.
Bravo, buddy.
Bravo.
While Steve is all smiles, it's my turn at the bow.
See something, I don't know what it is.
Hang on, just be ready. I'll get you a forehand shot. Pick it up and go again. Beautiful. Strip, 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 strip. He's gonna eat it. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. Ate it, ate it, ate it. Strip hard.
Good deal, did he?
Yeah, he sucked it in, spit it right out.
After the finicky fish refused my fly, it was Steve's turn at the front of the boat.
Here, left side of the dead tree. We caught the second fish in a completely different area. It was kind of a lagoon rimmed with mangroves, okay? Don't go in, there we go.
And I saw a fish roll off this dead mangrove root kind of sticking out. And I told Steve, I said, Steve, a big fish just rolled right there.
See him coming? Strip.
I see him
strip.
coming. I'm stripping, I'm stripping.
Tug of war, baby. Tug of war.
Tug of war. Yeah, tug of war.
Good job. Good job, Steve.
Ooh, you burning me, you bugger. There you go.
Nice.
It stripped the line through my hands, which didn't give me a scar, but it did give me a little burn, and finally caught up to the reel, and then I had it on the reel, and I had it on the drag, and it was a little easier to manage.
Oh, nice. Look at that.
You getting it?
He was off to the races. And again, Steve did an insane job.
Yes, stay tight. Move your rod tip to the left, pull to the left. There you go. See how he's going right? Keep reeling. If he's not pulling, you're pulling.
And he whooped that fish in 5 minutes, which is not easy to do.
I'm on the leader.
You can put more pressure on him there.
Nice. Nice fish, buddy.
Way to go, man. Fantastic.
Yes.
Well done.
Victory! Incredibly strong fish. Amazing. I can only imagine catching a 100-pounder, and I have to say I'm going to have to come back and try that.
You've got 2 eyes.
Isn't that, oh,
Perfect release.
excellent.
Well done, man.
Nice, buddy.
All right.
After landing the fish, Steve and his Sea Run case went into the drink to cool off. Sea Run makes the best cases for fly fishing gear in the entire industry and offers peace of mind when traveling with your own equipment. My striped bass adventure with Matt Conley and Captain Phil Stanton has been a success, but we still had to land a big one.
Hot damn, that was fun. Boy, did they hit hard. Not a huge fish, but it hit really hard.
Where do you get something like in a 20-pound range?
Yeah.
We might have to go from here almost a quarter of a mile away.
Let's do that. I'm all for it. You know, the thing about Phil is he had all phases covered of fishing for these fish. So you had eels that were going to go down deep if the fish weren't up high. We had plugs on surface. We had flies. We're using all sorts of arsenals to throw at these fish to see if we could actually catch them. All right, we got one on. All right. Mr. C. Hello. And it wasn't easy. I could tell Phil was frustrated because normally he'd go out and he knew exactly where the fish were. Oh, he didn't like being insulted, did he? And so when we were scratching to get 1s and 2s and maybe 3, you know, it was great that we caught fish, but in his mind, it was like, this isn't what I wanted to show them. I wanted to show them the perfection of this place and the magic of this place. Nice fish. There you go, Mr. C. You know, it's funny, in 3 days of fishing in Massachusetts, we had the gamut. We had beautiful bright sunshine, warm temperatures. Come on, little run in them here. Tell you, between the current and the strength of the fish, it's a lot of fun. We had dense fog that kind of came out of nowhere in the wind, which was kind of weird. So what is that thing, a boat? You know, and then we had rain, we had, you know, significant winds. You got him? All right, good grab. That was fun. You got him? Bravo. But that's the beauty of it. You can catch these fish a lot of different ways, and if you're not wed to only one method, you got a lot of options here. Yeah, that's a good fish, huh? Nice grab, Matt. You know, getting the schoolies on a fly rod, you know, just because they're so much fun, even the 20-inchers are super strong fighters. That's wonderful, it's great, but you come out here, this is the place that's got the big one.
And basically, we just try to hold the rod back as far as we can and give it
Do a little move.
Try to give it look like this, chink, chink.
More of a jerk
chink.
than a shove,
Yeah.
okay.
Rather than this.
You know, the 30, 40-pound fish. And so you really hope that at some point in a trip like this, you can tie into one. And we did. We started jigging. He said, look, there's a couple of runs here that generally produce good fish. Here we go, and now we're fishing. I got it. This is a very sophisticated technique. It takes years of practice to get good at this. But I'm going to try it here today.
It's aerobic.
Maybe we'll get them, maybe we won't, but let's give it a shot because it's really the way you're going to get the big fish. Oh, right here, right here. Yeah, you kind of know when they're on, don't you?
I've had guys pull the rod right out of their hand.
This is a super stout rod, stout line. How much of it really feel this fish anyway? Well, let me tell you, when that fish hit, it was a spin around and you couldn't get the rod up. It was just down that fast, super strong fish. This is a 30-plus pound fish.
They wake you up, don't they?
They sure do.
Are you on steel yet?
Keep the rod tip up.
Okay, that's a good sign.
And so to finally get one of those behemoth fish to the boat was super cool. I mean, that's the fish you're looking for. That's the trophy monster you come out here to catch. It's fun to catch them all.
It's not how quick you get them in, it's how well you play them.
All right, he's at the back of the boat now.
Now get the hook, Matt. You got the hook? No, grab them by your fingers if you can.
All right.
Lift them out.
Nice fish. That's a little more heft, isn't it? Captain Phil, you did it, brother. You know, I've been kicking around the planet hunting and fishing a lot of critters for a long time, and yeah, that's the hog you're coming for right here. A little bit different than those schoolies, huh? But to come to the epicenter of where stripers live and take the swing, I mean, this is Yankee Stadium to the fishing world of stripers. So to come out here and do it right and get into these fish and catch them really was a bucket list thing for me. And hallelujah, brother. Well done. I never doubted it. I knew it was going to happen. It's just a question of when.
I love taking people out fishing. I like to take people out hunting. Any person that catches a fish, I feel as if I've caught it with them. And I get just as much satisfaction now watching other people do the things that I've enjoyed.
Thank you, Phil. Thanks to our hosts.